Yes, please.
All right. Anybody here is an Arneson ephemera collector. We have here 2 letters written by Dave Arneson to Duke Seifried. Mine, the green and the blue. But, and they are rather tough, but after a while, stuff like... this is back when Duke was with TSR, and they're both signed with probably the clearest signatures I've seen. They're typed, which means you can read them. All right. Duke has put a note in the back explaining some of the terminology, what he was actually referring to. And these are from the Duke Seifried collection. They are in sleeves to preserve them. And like I said, it's really kind of mundane. He's griping about not getting paid on time, you know, just ordinary sort of stuff that gives you an insight into what was going on in TSR in the middle 80s.
Quick question. We consider Duke one of the founders of the hobby. In like 20 seconds, can you outline the companies he was with and when and his contributions? It's just a real capsule.
Well, Duke was, he was Heritage, he was, Der Kriegspielers was the miniatures that he sculpted. Yeah. He was the first person to sculpt chainmail, figured out how to do it by poking a pin into the green stuff and making raised dots. We used to call him Uncle Duke. Uncle Duke knew everybody. He was a wheeler or a dealer, a really interesting guy. That's right. Good point. Yeah, Duke was way ahead of his time. He went out and got licenses for TV shows to make them into games.
Now, don't get us wrong. He's still around, but his health really sucks. He doesn't travel far. He uses an oxy tank, you know, that sort of thing. He comes to GaryCon as long as it'll last. So check him out up there in Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah, he's the first one to get Lord of the Rings and do them legally and not get run out of business. So, you know, Duke was on the cutting edge of a lot of stuff. All right, this does have a reserve. If we have any collectors out here, we'll start the bidding at $25 for the folder with the 3 letters in it, etc. If we don't have any interest in that, we're nowhere near the reserve. All right, the reserve is $100. Do you wish to take these? $75.36 for $100, unless you want to outbid it. Oh, I got somebody who wants to outbid you. I'm going to throw a Twinkie at the next person that pulls this stuff after it looks like it's closed and you do one of these late things. 110. No, fair is fair. I'll just explain the rules before I hit you with a Twinkie. 110. 115, 120, 125, 135, 145, 155. Down at 155. Any other interest? Yours, Bill, for $75.36.
Okay, we got Journeys of St. Paul. Now, hanging in there, this brief story, Avalon Hill being in Baltimore merged early on with Monarch Publishing, so it was Monarch Avalon, the publisher. And Monarch wanted to do more than just these stupid board games, so they were always looking for more stuff. In Baltimore is a radio station that they actually did a game for them as a promo. That's probably the rarest, hardest to find Avalon Hill game. The others that are on the bucket list for most collectors are the 2 games they did for Sunday school, Christian Sunday school. Here's the first of them, we got both. I have not seen either one at Gen Con for 15 years, literally. I search eBay for these regularly and they pop about every 2 or 3 years. You'll see one or the other, but not both. So these are in our finale as 2 of the rarest and most incredibly hard to find from the great Avalon Hill Wargame Company, Journeys of St. Paul. The Epistles of St. Paul and his strips to Rome. We do have one taped corner on the top. The bottom of the box is real nice shape. It's got both the booklets. It's got the original pawns, special figures of St. Paul, actually, as well as generic pawns, dice, the whole works, cards, it's all here. Overall condition is good to very good. These are rarely in perfect shape, and they always got used at the Sunday schools. Start me at $10 and go for Journeys of St. Paul as described. Okay, now I've given you the whole background, the other one's going to go a lot faster. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, fair, okay, truth, full disclosure, she's bidding for me, okay? Just so we're clear, there are 3 bidders in. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Okay, she's dropping for me, so that's just you two. 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, 135, 40, 145, 50, 155, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 195, 200. We're still light, but given condition in the late hour, okay, 200 once. Do you have one yet, or will this be your first? Just, yeah, they're so hard to find. 200 twice, fair warning. And yours, nice score, 8237. Late, early Saturday morning, you finally scored your same point.
All right, you heard the story. The other one they did was called Year of the Lord. It's
Late at the gym.
Based on the seasons of the church calendar. Now it does have a two broken corners on the end. However, the board itself is brilliant. The colors are very bright and vibrant. Yeah, the pawns and everything are in here. Oh yeah, there's a bag of pawns. They're all plastic, so hey, they don't show anywhere. It's even got an Avalon Hill catalog in here. Oh man, it's got the old technical advisory staff guys, McAuliffe and McCluskey. Anyway, Year of the Lord from Avalon Hill, rare as could be. We'll start the bidding at $1, and we'll jump to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He says 150. Anybody want to argue with this gentleman? He says 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. He's down at 2. He's still up at 2. Anybody else want to contest at 2? Yours, sir, 8237 for $200.
It took me like 3 years to do what you just did in 10 minutes. Son of a... to find both of them, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah, good luck with that one. You really, I gotta come take a look at it sometime. I've never actually inspected one. But I've looked at a Tactics 1 by Charles Roberts with his handwritten notes inside. You bought that one from Ken? Oh, okay, yeah, all right, figures. We gotta talk sometime, dude. Yeah, where you live? Never mind, we'll get to that. Exact address, please. Modules RPGA 1 and 2 were done by Tracy and Laura Hickman when they were still publishing on their own, Night Ventures, and later we hired them, and the rest was history with the, Ravenloft and Dragonlance and all that cool stuff. This is the RPGA, very short-lived, very small print run of Rahasia. Questions or comments? Thank you. Which then, combined with RPG2, became B7 module in the standard print run. This is the original RPGA, highly collectible, the first of the RPGA series. We did R1 through 4 of my adventures, and then after I went on to basically Redbox and all the rules writing, the next management of RPGA cranked out this series, the RPGA numbers. My expert, Bill Meinhardt, once again, a big shout out to him, verifies condition. It's has a few small stains, a medium staple rust, a little bit of rust marks on the outer folder, which has some spine creases, longer vertical crease and a 4-inch long pen mark at one point. The outer folder is good plus to very good minus. Overall, we stick with very good minus. Any questions? Condition? It saves me so much trouble for Bill to do this stuff. It's great. He's only seen like twice as many as I have because he's got the money in his life. Anyway, RPGA 1 Rahasia, Tracy and Hickman, our only rare RPGA module of the entire convention, starting at $50 and go. Condition as described, so we're all set, right? 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90 and 100. 105, that was quick. 105, 110, 115, 20, 20. Going to 2. 2 bills. 210, 220, 30, 240, 50, 260, 70, 280, 90, 300. 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 370, 80, 390, 400. 400 once. 400 twice. Yeah, even he dropped, so good shot. 400, final warning. 7508 for Unit.
All right, the next item I have is still sitting in the case over there. There's a little story behind this. This is Morley the Wizard. This was sculpted out of green stuff over a wire armature by Bob Dismodius and Duke Seifried. They were going to use it for training sculptors for a proposed line of 100mm figures. However, TSR decided it would be too hard to do that in metal. Gotta remember, this is way before good resins. And so it sat. And then later on, when LGN and the overseas manufacturers started to do the action figures, this was used as an inspiration for, you know, what the look they were kind to find with that. It's the hands are very delicate. Green stuff is just an epoxy that most of the sculptors I know use. The drawback is swords, hands, and staffs get very, very brittle. It has got a box.
Like you and I would roll up.
We'll paper it up for you. It is a unusual piece, never made production, but they had big plans for old Morley and it didn't work out. I have a reserve on it. We'll start the bidding for at $25 for Morley the Wizard and the green stuff. I have one person up to 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 100 meets the reserve. I have 100 on the aisle over here. Do I have any further interest in Morley the Wizard? 8015 for 100.
Way to go, dude.
Nice score.
My old friend Andy scores Morley. All right. Next is our best Titan set piece, and Tim, I'll talk to you about that. We got the box has some top crunch, heavy black lining inside. Bill, you reviewed that, didn't you? Okay, yeah, some streaking there on inside. Counters are unpunched. Slight yellowing, but really sweet there. The map has a little bit of slight tanning. We have the Battlelands in here along with the Titan game. Overall, a very good plus because of a little bit of box issue as described, but the contents are excellent plus rated. I mean, just really awesome inside. As far as our proxy bid, let me put it this way. I will personally open it for 200 and now the proxy is out. Yeah, silly proxy, but okay. So I have 200 from me and the bidding begins on the Titan with Battlelands as described. Any advance on 200? Okay, 210 there. And is there any other interest? I did that just to get started and get the proxy out. At 210 over here for Titan with Battlelands, think about it, okay? 210, 220, 30, 40, 250, 260, 70, 80, 90, 300, 310, 20, 30, 40, 350, 60. Bill just dropped at 360. Wow, these are going light tonight. Must be getting 3 of them at once, it's part of it. Where are we at? 660? 360? 360? With Battlelands? Just hit me a few more times here. 370, 380, 390, 400. I mean, this was in the 7,000 range just a year or two ago. 700 is Once. 7. No. Where are we at? 500? 500 lousy dollars. 400. I'm just finding it hard to believe. If I weren't dirt poor, I'd be in there just swinging, man. 400 for Battlelands with the Titan game, the original guaranteed water-soluble mess. 400 once, twice, you're warned. I can't believe it, man. Run, take it and run for 8015 for only 3. I should have held out for that one instead of grabbing the other.
All right. I have another piece of ephemera. This is a manuscript by Dave Arneson. It's been printed out so we can read it. And it's 12 pages and a cover sheet. Dave had an idea that he was, I don't know if he came up with the idea or if he was tasked, but they were going to try and figure out a way to LARP with lasers. So this is his proposal on LARPing and a laser tag possibility, whatever.
And we're not going to touch that anymore. The green stuff is an epoxy resin.
Again, it's out of Duke Seifried's collection because he was corresponding with Duke about it. That was the way they, the setup of the company. It's a 12-page manuscript. There's one bit of writing on it, and I certainly can't say it's not Dave's, but I couldn't go into court and testify that it is his. His handwriting varied from day to day, usually bad. So
he printed it instead, no writing, but just printing. If we had just written just one word, we could have verified. We know.
Yeah, everything, he printed it all, and Lord knows I'm familiar with his writing. So anyway, we have a reserve on this. If we have an ephemera collector here that's interested in this little bit of something that never happened, we'll start the bidding at $50 and see if we hit the minimum. I got 50 there. I only got one person interested. The minimum's a C-note, Bill. Does that make you quail and quench? No. Bill says he'll take it for a C-note. 7536. Thanks, Bill.
Wow.
Hope you enjoy it.
Gorgon City. All right, I'm down to 2, you down to 1 or 2? Okay. My next to the last item is the belt buckle I gave to Uncle Duke Seifried. Seifried's green. When I started the RPGA, started ordering things from Delvin, from Bergamot Brass. This is, we've described it before, but in brief, the RPGA wing logo, executive belt buckle, never offered for sale. It's got the bluish color in the enameling. Okay, it's the green one? All right, thank you. It's late, my eyes are gone. All right, any questions? You've been looking at it, you've made notes. Okay, start me off at $100 and let's go. Okay, and back there, 1, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. Never available for sale, this type. 300, 320, 40, 60, 80, 400. 420, 40, 60, 80, 500. 20, 40, 60, 80, 600. 20, 40, 60, 80, 700. 20, 40, 60, 80, 800. 20, 40, 60, 80, $900. 920, 40, 60, 80, $1,000 officially. 1,025. 1025. The Buffalo, 1025. First warning. You will never see it again. This just don't come up. Once they get purchased by serious collectors, they never appear again except on their belts. 1,025 going twice. Fair warning. It's gonna sell. This is your one and only chance. Bucket list. So sorry. Off to Jim, heading for Canada, 7532. And that's our, I believe, our high bid for today's auction as well. Certainly for tonight.
My last item is the second neatest set of dice I have ever seen. Obviously, you know that the mammoth ivory is my favorite. However, from the genus Tyrannosaurus, the order Sauricia, during the Cretaceous period in 68 to 66 million BC, this dude died in Montana, and today we have dice made from his fossilized bones. The baddest thing you could make dice in an adventure game.
would be T-Rex.
Got off the ground, so it's exceedingly rare. This is something that took place after I left.
I mean, who doesn't dribble down their leg a little when they get confronted with a T-Rex? You know? How'd that get into that engine? I don't know, but it's gonna eat you. So, we have Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil dice. He says he's up for over how much it is? $1,000! I want to see if you're listening. I do have 2 proxies. So we're going to start at $100 and go 150 to 250, 600. Well, I blew the 2 proxies right out of the water. 657, 758, 859, 950, 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14. $1,400. I see him. $1,450. $1,500. $1,600. $1,650. $17. $1,750. $18. $1,850. $19. $1,950. No flinching yet. $2,000. A ton of dollars. $2,100. Whoop, that did it. He says, mercy, uncle, I've had enough. $2,100 to the man in the back, unless anybody wants to fight him for it. $83.61. Congratulations. I did it right. Good Lord.
Now, I really don't know if my final item will beat that. It could, in my opinion. This is the rarest item I have seen in 25, 30 years. I am pissed at the Grenadier guys who are friends for never even mentioning this to me. I have never seen it before. I had never heard of it. Hi. This is the Disney figures that doesn't say Grenadier anywhere on the box or on the figures. But it's unmistakably Grenadier. Now, whoever buys this, please ask me. I will give you my email address. You ping me by email and I will personally mail you at no charge a certificate of authenticity attesting, guaranteeing that this is not only bona fide Grenadier, but absolutely, in my opinion, of 40 years auctioneering, the rarest Grenadier item of all time, and I most definitely include the Demogorgon, who is showing up for $100 plus on eBay. Any questions about this particular set? We gave the story to a lot of folks. The tag explained it wonderfully. It's in near mint condition, unreleased, uncirculated, using coin terms here, near mint, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Thank you. We've got Duke's first feature-length Disney film that made Disney what they are today, and an official Grenadier figures license. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But no legal connection between them, just an accident of history, but I will guarantee you that this is Grenadier, because I'll give you the full story, too, in writing. Has a minimum that I would offer more for, and I don't have any proxies, so start me at $100, and we'll go from there. 120, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 320. Okay, my figure guy from Canada had to leave. 320, 340, 60, 380, 400. I'll practically guarantee you that if you flip this in the Disney market, you know, it'll be 4 figures easy, and it may go higher. 400. 420, 40, 440. Just insanely light, insanely rare. 460, 460 in the back. Lingering a bit, you're really missing the bet. I mean, the Disney market, you know what that collectible is like. And this would be one of the all-time rarest Disney collectibles as well. Ahmed, remind me please? 460, that's what I thought. Going once. 480, 500, 520, 540, 560, 580, 600, 620, 640, 660, 680, 680.
Put your head down.
Once.
A bit of shame.
$680 twice. You know you can flip this and double your money. Wow. 680, final warning, last item for tonight. Once again, thank you for coming. We'll see you in the morning. Sold to Jim for 680.
Good night. Go home and get some sleep. Thanks for coming. See you next year.